What's up with everybody? It's your Memorial B.
And Nicole.
We're back into another reaction video. Special video request from Sean. Sean, I want us to react to
biggest Conor McGregor controversy.
Okay, Conor McGregor, man. He a huge trash talker, man.
I was gonna say,
MMA.
he seems like he's always in the middle of some kind of controversy. Has a little bit of a big ego.
Yeah, I think his last fight in the MMA, I think he actually lost.
Oh, like a recently?
Yeah, I remember him fighting Floyd Mayweather in a boxing ring,
I knew that
which
one.
I knew he wasn't gonna win.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like Floyd Mayweather wouldn't beat him in the octagon. But yeah, man, I'm definitely looking forward to checking this out. Conor McGregor is a huge trash talker.
And I'm sure it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, so I'd say thank you, Sean, for your support.
Thank you so much.
If you want to send us a special video request, check out the links to our stream live. It's gonna be in our description and our video cards, and keep it under 10 minutes. Let's dive into it.
Being rich and famous can make some people do some crazy things.
So
but few have managed to create as many headlines as Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor is once again making headlines for all the wrong reasons.
Conor McGregor arrested.
Oh yeah,
New details
I remember
tonight on
hearing
the
about
arrest
that.
of UFC star Conor McGregor.
This is a list of civil, criminal,
Dang.
and just
Oh my
straight
God.
savage incidents caused by none other than the notorious one, Conor McGregor. In April of 2018,
He's just a
McGregor found
hothead.
himself in hot water after an incident at the Barclays Center just before UFC 223. Habib Nurmagomedov, along with various other fighters on the card, were arriving to the arena on a bus when Conor and his entourage stormed the parking garage.
Why?
Dang.
McGregor, after snorting too many lines of Red Bull, launched a full-scale assault on the bus.
What in the world? Why?
Conor was angry over an earlier incident involved.
They do that type of stuff, man, for like...
Do you think they do it for the publicity?
Yeah, they do it for publicity, man. It's just
Yeah,
like,
it just
they make
seems
yourself look like a villain, and some people like that type of stuff.
That's true.
It's just like Floyd Mayweather. It's just like Floyd Mayweather. He always make himself seem like the villain in his fights and stuff, but he do it because people want to pay to see him lose.
Yeah, but this is going to another level.
Yeah, it is going to another level.
And he's getting going to court over it.
Yeah.
So is that really worth it?
I mean, to keep your name in the media.
It definitely keeps your name in the media.
Involving Habib and one of his teammates. So naturally, the only way to settle the feud was to launch a metal dolly through the bus window.
Oh my gosh, does it break it?
Yeah.
Oh,
I kind of want to
shattered multiple fighters' faces, including Michael Chiesa and Ray Borg, causing a laceration to Chiesa's face and embedding particles of glass in Borg's eye.
When it broke, turned into almost dust in the thing, and it actually cut the eyeball, you know, the cornea.
Yeah, he probably got like...
Ray Borg.
Both fighters
I
had
wanted
to be
to get
removed from
sued.
the card due to the injuries.
Oh,
the
you
UFC
gotta be
employee
kidding
also
me.
suffered a broken knuckle during the attack. UFC President Dana White said...
If he got... Those two guys supposed to have been fighting the same night. So I kind of wondered if they still get compensated because they couldn't fight. They
that's a good
got
question.
compensated for
They
it.
should, and Gregor should have to pay for it.
Yeah.
The incident was the most disgusting thing that's ever happened in the history of the company.
Yeah.
This is the most disgusting thing
I don't
that
blame
has
him.
ever happened in the history of the company.
So disgusting that he decided to use the footage in an upcoming promo for Conor McGregor's next
Oh
fight
my
to help
God.
sell tickets.
How many times they show
they sell
Conor
tickets.
throwing that dolly?
Yeah, but the
How
UFC
many
still
times
show
they
it.
Show that even in the promos. I hated when that happened.
Now
It
you're
was a
promoting
terrible
it.
thing that Conor did that. God damn, that sold some tickets.
Conor was
See,
arrested
so
later
tickets,
that
though.
day and charged with multiple felonies, including 3 counts of assault and 1 count of criminal mischief.
Yeah, but
did
did
slap
he
on the
live
wrist.
any?
2 in jail.
I was gonna
Conor
say.
used the change from his left pocket to make bail. And
Of
when the
course.
legal dust finally settled, all of Conor's charges were dropped.
Of
Instead,
course they
replaced
were.
with
Yeah.
1 count of disorderly conduct.
I'm thankful to the DA and the judge for allowing me to move forward. I want to say to my friends, my family, my fans, thank you for the support. Thank you.
And McGregor's sentence for shattering glass into multiple people's eyes, breaking a UFC employee's knuckle, and destroying a bus window, 5 days of community service.
Oh my
And
Lord.
also a day or 2 of anger management.
They gave him anger management, no felony charges or anything.
Conor McGregor is Conor McGregor, and what can I tell you?
But why was
Yeah,
Conor's
but-
sentence
oh my
so
gosh.
light for such a serious offense?
Money, money, money.
No idea.
Yeah.
Hey, yep.
The UFC has a zero tolerance policy
Well,
on
more than
any
money,
behavior
but-
they deem unacceptable.
But they didn't
Former
do that.
UFC fighter Jason High was banned for life after shoving a referee. Roy
Whoa.
Nelson was suspended for 9 months for kicking a ref. Paul Daly punched his opponent after the bell and was banned for life. And Jesse Taylor smashed the windows out of a limo and was removed from the Ultimate Fighter finale.
You wouldn't want a guy like that representing your company or the sport.
But you and
but
McGregor?
In Conor's case, the only punishment
because Conor McGregor make him too much money.
Were some seriously
people buy tickets to see him fight.
Oh my god!
Of course, they ain't going to get it up.
In 2017, McGregor was involved in a multi-tiered assault at Bellator 187.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Heard about that. That's like a different MMA organization.
Conor was attending the event to support his teammate Charlie Ward, who had just won via KO. But before the fight was even officially over, Conor jumped into the ring to celebrate Ward's victory.
And look who's in to celebrate with him. The notorious one.
Referee Mark
he saw someone attack him, like, who is this?
From the ring, but was met with resistance. Conor, angry that he wasn't allowed in the ring during an active fight, without even having a cornerman's license, proceeded to push the referee.
Wow, Conor McGregor trying to go.
Dang.
This dude.
During the scuffle, Conor also managed to cause Ward's KO'd opponent to get knocked back to the floor before doctors could even attend to him.
Oh my god!
I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah,
This
dude is insane, man.
The chemically amplified McGregor eventually exited the ring, but returned for seconds after he leapt onto the cage railing and delivered a Stockton slap to one of the officials.
Dang! I'm surprised that official didn't sue him.
The commission stated
I kind of wanted
McGregor's
Diddy.
conduct jeopardized the health and safety of fighters and staff. But once the dust settled, Conor received no punishment.
Of course.
Yeah,
So he's gonna keep doing this.
That's why he keep doing it
see,
for.
He just laughs.
Fresh off his anger management classes, Conor made headlines yet again after destroying and
I'm telling you, they
stealing
do
a
it for
fan's
tickets,
phone.
man. They know what they're doing. They probably encourage him to do it.
The altercation happened outside a Miami hotel and nightclub. Swarms of fans spotted Conor.
You better stop that, man. He gonna mess with the wrong
McGregor
one.
singled out one fan in particular and smacked the phone from his hand, then proceeded to stomp it to pieces.
Dang.
With hotel security holding the victim back.
I know how that stuff go. You know what I'm saying?
What?
It's gonna be like, he walk up to the guy like, look, man. This is for the media. This is for publicity. I'ma smack your phone on. I'ma crack
You think he
it.
set that one up?
I'ma crack it.
And then I'll buy you a new one.
I'll buy you another one. I'll buy you 3 of them.
I'll buy you 3 of them.
You know what I'm saying? They do that type of stuff.
I
like,
don't
for
think
publicity.
they don't, but
this guy is probably like.
It just didn't look
he
like
arrogant.
it was set up.
Allowing Conor to do as he pleased, McGregor eventually picked up the phone and simply walked away with it. McGregor has never been friends with fans who want to grab a quick selfie with him, as evidenced by this prior incident of snatching at a fan's phone.
Unbelievable. How are you, Conor? It's good to see you. Oh, sorry.
Police were later called to apprehend Conor, but waited until a reasonable hour as not to disturb McGregor too early in the morning. Police arrived at his home later the next day and patiently waited for Conor to finish his breakfast
What kind of
and
bullshit
finish
is that?
watching the latest Game of Thrones before politely greeting him.
This way, Conor. How you doing, man? Appreciate it, man.
They better go with that
agreed to go
bull
to the
crap.
police station after officers promised him it wouldn't take longer than an hour to process him before they released him.
Dang.
I'm sure once he gets in, the process at the station is going to be no less than 1 hour.
Conor was charged with felony strong-armed robbery and criminal mischief, but after learning
when you
who the
getting
defendant
slaps on the
was,
wrist,
the prosecutor reduced the charge
they'll
of
just reduce
strong-armed
it for
robbery
you.
to the lesser
Oh,
offense of
my Lord.
robbery by sudden snatching. The victim filed a civil lawsuit for $15,000 over the assault and
15?
theft,
Okay,
which
that's a
was
lot.
quickly settled behind
Yeah, but not
closed
really.
doors.
How much money
When
he
the
got?
criminal
was.
trial date finally came, all charges against McGregor were dismissed.
dropped.
They're just
The
missed.
victim stopped cooperating.
Charges were dropped against star fighter Conor McGregor, who was accused of smashing a
Because he
fan's
basically
phone
paid
outside
him
of Miami.
Yeah, he
to
probably
drop
did.
it.
My client is relieved.
Yeah, he paid him.
Obviously, he feels he should not have been arrested.
Allowing Conor, the Teflon Don McGregor, to walk free yet again.
It's the motherfucking DOWG.
I feel like his law team has to make so
Conor
much
McGregor
money
may
off of
also
him.
be the first person to dethrone John Jones. Not in the cage, but in the number of traffic violations.
Yeah,
geez.
John Jones got in so much trouble, but he actually get in trouble. I mean, like, all this stuff happens to him.
McGregor has racked
McGregor
up
gets
over
slapped
a
on the
dozen
wrist
traffic
compared to
violations
John
due to
Jones.
reckless driving, driving without a license, speeding, and much more.
The court heard Conor McGregor has 12 previous convictions for road traffic offences dating back over 10 years.
In 2017,
Dang.
Conor was pulled over for going 95 miles per hour in a 60.
And what happened?
After missing his initial court date and failing to pay the fine, he was banned from driving for 6 months and fined €1,000.
Oh my
Given
gosh.
the substantial amount of previous infractions, The judge said McGregor was lucky his punishment was so light.
The judge also told Conor McGregor that he was fortunate not to be facing more serious charges, such as careless or dangerous driving, as 8 out of 10 motorists are charged with those offences.
McGregor's lawyer stated that he believed Conor shouldn't be punished at all, as the negative publicity would be punishment enough.
Oh my God. Clearly not. He eats up any publicity.
Fighter, and the resulting negative publicity would be a punishment in itself.
When McGregor finally showed up to court, he stated, "I didn't realize I was going that fast," which is really just the real-life equivalent of this excuse.
I didn't know I couldn't do that.
In 2016, what was supposed to be a simple press conference erupted into a bombardment of dangerous and gross projectiles.
What?
Don't throw those Conor! Conor!
The UFC 202 press conference got heated after an exchange of words between Conor and Nate Diaz.
Get the out of here! Get the out of here!
After having a water bottle hurled in his general direction from Nate Diaz, McGregor returned fire and indiscriminately launched multiple full cans of Monster Energy into the crowd.
Gosh. Don't hit anybody in the crowd. You could knock somebody out with that.
Hey, Conor, don't throw those Conor.
Jeez.
Unfortunately, the cans missed their intended targets and instead hit one of the nearby security
guards.
Told you. Rather than take responsibility for his actions, McGregor opted to blame the security guard for getting hit, stating security should have broken up the incident before it even started.
Should never been in a way. That's why he got hit.
A lawsuit against Conor for $95,000, which included $5,000 worth of medical bills.
I'm on probation up to my eyeballs in ongoing and incoming civil cases.
McGregor's lawyer called the lawsuit frivolous, but settled out of court for an undisclosed sum.
I'm sure
Conor was also fined $25,000 and slapped with 25 hours of community service by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Although the commission opted not to suspend McGregor, as he had a fight booked 3 days after the incident, which the NSAC was being paid to oversee. McGregor also doesn't mind breaking a rule or two, or 20, during his fights, as shown during the Khabib Nurmagomedov fight, where he committed a litany of different fouls.
But McGregor got away with so many fouls, to the point where Khabib he left his corner between round 3 and 4 to tell the ref, hey, why are you letting him get away with all these things?
Hey, he shouldn't be talking.
First of all, the worst foul is he need Khabib illegally from the bottom.
So now, I think he's getting
you have no choice either.
Illegal knee on the ground by Conor.
McGregor was holding the fence on the last takedown.
He's done this time and time again, and when you try to stand up without hand control, he throws you.
Another warning.
Yeah, he'll put the hang onto the fence.
Okay, before that, he had held the shorts.
I've never seen anybody be able to straighten a leg out like that. The way he hangs, and he almost knee bars you.
He was grabbing Khabib's gloves.
As long as Conor's controlling your wrist, he's grabbing the glove there. He's got his glove. He's got his glove underneath.
Well, Conor was grabbing his glove, which is illegal.
He probably just cheats whenever he can.
Yeah. Well, when he's losing.
Can't interlock the toes in the fence. McGregor got away with that one. Still doing it. Herb Dean should be warning him there.
Grabbing the fence seems to be McGregor's foul of choice, and he's used it for extra leverage to finish off opponents.
Jeez.
Yeah.
He's also grabbed the fence countless other times throughout his career.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Mark Goddard furious with the referee.
He should get docked points every time he touches the fence.
Holding on to the fence. But anyway, back to the action.
But
Conor also
when he's the money maker in UFC,
over 14 times, with every trick in the book during his boxing debut, including a low blow.
Is that allowed?
Nah, it's a low blow.
A dozen punches.
Yes,
to the back
that's
of the
rabbit
head.
punches. Can't do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
That's illegal. That's his power.
Yeah, you can't do stuff like that.
That is illegal. That was an illegal shot. You can't hit him there. That you can't hit him on the back of the head. Both shots landed there. That is not. But he's hit him on the back of the head.
He should have been disqualified at that point.
Nah, they won. They probably knew Mayweather was going to
And
beat him.
even faked an apologetic glove touch, only to deliver a sucker punch instead.
Oh, yeah.
McGregor has also come under fire several times for his multitude of insensitive comments towards other fighters' religions and ethnicities. The most recent example was a quickly deleted tweet Conor sent to Khabib Nurmagomedov, where he posted an image of Khabib and his wife's wedding. In the tweet, he referred to Khabib's wife as a terror due to the traditional Islamic garb she was wearing. McGregor also followed up by tweeting, "Plot twist. It's a goat under that tent."
Yeah, that's horrible, man.
Conor also tried to offer Khabib, who doesn't drink due to his religion, alcohol.
I'm gonna go like my last fight. Like, I don't drink.
Why don't you drink?
I don't drink.
Why don't you drink?
I never drink.
After Khabib refuses, Conor then refers to his beliefs as backwards.
You're mad backwards.
But Khabib wasn't the only one on the receiving end of McGregor's vitriolic comments. Conor has also referred to Latino fighter Nate Diaz as a cholo gangster and a crackhead essay.
He's like a little cholo gangster from the hood.
Crackhead essays.
Conor has also called Dennis Seaver a Nazi just because he's German and made multiple insensitive comments to Floyd Mayweather and his team.
Juicehead monkey. Juicehead monkey.
I just don't like when he called us monkeys.
The most Conor could muster for an apology.
That definitely come off racist, real racist. We call them black people monkeys.
Dance for me, boy.
Yeah.
Years before Conor made it big in the UFC,
boy.
He was busy tarnishing his reputation before he even had one. His coach, John Kavanagh, would host local MMA events and enlist the help of fighters from his gym to help sell tickets. In exchange for selling the tickets, they could keep a small commission of the sales. Conor was able to use his vibrant and charismatic charm to offload over 500 euros worth of tickets. But instead of taking his commission, decided to just keep all the cash for himself and left Kavanagh's gym. According to his book, Kavanagh stated, "That little shit who took my money and ran away stole roughly 500 euros from his longtime coach." The book also stated that Conor would rarely even pay his gym fees. After Conor's mother called Kavanagh, imploring him to let Conor back into the gym, Kavanagh agreed and even let Conor keep the money, stating, "If I didn't wipe the slate clean, he was never going to come back."
So he just wanted him to come back.
Before the UFC 229 press conference, Dana White announced that the event would be closed to the public, with only select journalists and UFC staff to be permitted to attend the event. But Conor announced via his Twitter that fans who showed up to the event with a purchased bottle of Proper 12, McGregor's own brand of whiskey, would be allowed into the venue to attend the press conference. Conor even promised that if you purchased 2 bottles, you could skip straight to the front of the line. When the day of the press conference finally arrived, fans showed up at the doors of Radio City Music Hall with their bottles of Proper 12 in hand. Unfortunately for them, entry was promptly denied by security.
So I'd like you to step away from this vector.
And they end up making money off of him too.
He just basically upped the sales of his whiskey. And he didn't care.
Fans out in the cold. But hey, at least they had a bottle of delicious high-end whiskey to keep them warm, right?
And it's not got a lot going for it, no.
I don't want to say that this is a fantastic whiskey, because frankly it's not. But pretty... Not a lot going on there, honestly.
I guess if you're a person that drink whiskey, you're hardcore whiskey drinker. Oh, jeez.
Conor didn't apologize for standing the fans up, but did issue an official apology for selling too many bottles of whiskey.
Oh my gosh.
Where's the fans at? That's who we fight for. That's who pays
This
the
dude
bills.
don't care. He only care about himself.
Dick them over.
McGregor also doesn't mind using his fans as a negotiation tactic when it comes time to sign a new contract. Conor has announced his retirement multiple times, disappointing his fans and leading them to believe they will never see him compete again. Conor's first retirement was announced in 2016.
I don't know how you can
when
be
he
a fan
tweeted,
of this guy.
"I've decided to retire young. Thanks for the cheese. Catch you later." Then, as soon as he finalized his new contract, he was back in the octagon just 4 months later, making it one of the shortest retirements in history. McGregor pulled this trick again in March of 2019, announcing his retirement from MMA, then only a day or 2 later announced he plans to be back in the cage by July.
Oh, God.
We're waiting for you. Well, my next fight, we're in talks for July. So we'll see what happens. A lot of politics and going on. The fight game is a mad game.
McGregor also has several criminal and civil investigations currently underway, including an incident where a man claimed McGregor punched him in an Irish pub, as well as a sexual assault case that's been ongoing since December of 2018, neither of which have been proven in court as of yet. While McGregor has solidified himself as one of the most polarizing figures in MMA history, he's also become one of the most controversial.
Smash the windows!
Conor is still riding on his massive waves of success, but leaving a line of innocent victims in his wake.
Yeah.
Many celebrities and athletes have taken the same path. Some made it through the adversity, and some didn't. Though it's still unclear where Conor's path will lead, we can be certain of one thing: the world will be watching.
Do you like breaking the rules?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I
clearly
I am the rule.
I don't need rules.
What? I am the rule.
Yeah.
Anyone gonna stop me?
Easy off the chain.
Yeah.
I mean,
this was interesting.
He do the stuff. The reason why he do the stuff he do is to stay in the media. You know what I'm saying? To keep his name relevant.
They always say any publicity is better than no publicity.
Yeah, it's about staying relevant.
Good or bad,
you know what I'm saying?
Publicity, and that's why he's doing it.
I mean,
and like you said, now he has this like image, so he's got to live up to it.
Yeah, you got to live up to it.
But I just think it's gross, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't like it at all.
You know, ever since, especially since he fought Floyd Mayweather, he made over $100 million. So he's like, I don't really need UFC. I made over $100 million. You know.
I don't know. I feel like if he tries to move over, he's just gonna get his butt beat and then
What?
make a fool of himself. I thought you were saying he's trying to move over to boxing.
No,
to make more money.
no.
He's gonna get beaten and made a fool
I'm saying ever since he fought Floyd Mayweather, and made over that $100 million. He probably think I don't need UFC because UFC he's probably only making like $3 million a fight versus the boxing. One match for Floyd Mayweather he made $100 million. So it's like
no, he's MMA.
Yeah, I know he's MMA.
Okay,
but he made $100 million in one boxing match.
Yeah,
versus,
I got you.
No, so he got all that money and stuff. So it's like I got all this money. I can do whatever I want to do. I got the best lawyers in the world. You know what I'm saying?
He has to. My goodness gracious, they're getting him out of everything.
But it's not just about the lawyers and stuff. It's since he's so popular, they still give him like. You know what I'm saying? Like a slap on the wrist.
No, they are definitely because he's making money for them as well.
Yeah, he's making money. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
But I'm talking about the minute he starts to slip and he starts pulling the stuff, they ain't gonna back him up anymore.
I mean, you know, if
someone else he's not bringing in as much money.
Yeah, if he start losing a lot,
dude, you gotta watch out.
And he loses his fan base. Yeah, nobody gonna put up with that no more.
Nope.
You know. I mean, yeah, you have a certain amount of time where everybody's gonna put up with it, but once you lose everything, they're gonna put him in jail.
It's gonna be any other Joe Schmo.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it was crazy, man. This guy's off the chain.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's off the chain, man.
Yeah, insane, really.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know if he's like this behind closed doors, but apparently he's like that. Maybe this is his persona, probably.
It would be interesting to know if he's really like this in real life or if it's his persona. But there's something that tells me he's probably at least a little bit like this in real life. Who knows?
Yeah, but yeah, man, crazy.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah, definitely an interesting video to watch on. It's crazy. But what I say, we thank you for your support.
Yes.
Don't forget to subscribe.
And thumbs it up.
Turn on notifications. It's your Memorial B.
And Nicole.
We're going to catch you on the next one. Stay awesome. Peace and love, baby.